Hi, this is Brendan from Heroic Starfish. Today I'm very excited to be opening up my first constructed decks from the new Lightseekers expansion, that's Kindred. I've not opened up any of these yet, so this unboxing will be my first look at the cards inside. I know a lot of them have been revealed online already, but I haven't really been looking at those. I've just been waiting for the boxes to arrive. So I've got the Astral Dread, Mountain, Nature, Storm and Tech decks here. I'm going to open all of them, have a quick look at each of the cards that's inside, and hopefully that'll give you an idea of what to expect when you open yours. So I'm going to start off at this end with the Astral deck, and this is the Chimchu Conflict. Let's just crack this one open. Okay, so we've got, start with a new playmat, which I imagine will be one of these inside each of the boxes. There we go. So that looks like it is an astral themed one. I imagine that each of the boxes will have a different playmat inside of it. I know that the paper playmats are not massively popular anyway. There's such good neoprene playmats available. Okay. So we have got a booster pack there, I'll open that afterwards, and here is the pack of cards. I will of course have scanned all of these into the app before uploading this video, so if anybody's thinking I'll just quickly scan those, you don't need to because I've already done it. Okay, so we have on the top here a new life counter. Actually there's a couple of them. Obviously superior to the ones that came in the original Awakening starter decks. They barely stood up on the paper mats in particular. These ones are flat ones. Still cardboard, and of course you can get metal ones, wooden ones, plastic ones that all look very nice, but these are certainly a big improvement on the original ones. Okay, so a lot of these cards are reprints from earlier sets, so I'll probably just skip over those quite quickly, but the new cards are going to be of interest to me because I haven't seen them yet. So first of all, we've got Star Tamer Kalak. He has superiority in gravity, is a rare hero, exclusive to the constructed deck, and his ability is to shuffle your hand back into your deck and draw that many cards, and this can only be used once per game, and that is actually an incredibly handy thing. We've all been in situations where you're just kind of stuck with a handful of cards and you just can't hit exactly what you need. And the ability to just swap that out completely for a new hand is going to be pretty useful, I would think. Okay, so we've got a Tidal Shift, that's a combo defend, 6 healing, draw 2 cards, that one's a reprint. We've got Planetary Alignment, which everyone will be familiar with, I'm sure, from the original set, and a Black Hole, and a Gravity Bubble, and a Lunar Alignment. So all of those combos are reprinted from earlier sets. We've got Chimchu Militant, again, reprint from an earlier set there, and another Chimchu Militant. Okay, so we've got a new card now, so this one's Impatient Scholar, and this is in the Creeble family, and he can look at the top card of your deck. You may choose to either discard or draw 2 cards. You can read this again. Look at the top card of your deck. You may choose to either discard it to draw 2 cards or put it back to deal 4 damage. So a good way to get a couple of new cards out of your deck, or if you're just there chipping away at your opponent, as you often are with Astral, it'll give you a nice boost to the damage. We've got another Impatient Scholar there. Another new card, Sun Plane Charger. This one's a buff, which has got XX and then 4, and this is a rotation damage to your target, so obviously 0, 0 and then 4, and then you get to restart the buff if your last discarded card is Gravity. So potentially one that you can just keep cycling around as long as you just hit Gravity on your discard pile each time it gets to its final corner. Chimchu Commander, another new card here. So this one's XX3, and this one, oh sorry, I should have said actually that Sun Plane Charger, that is in the Beast family. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, I think that goes with Storm, with Beast. Chimchu Commander, he is a Chimchu family card. XX3, and that is rotation damage to your target, and you gain 1 additional action when you play a Chimchu card. So handy way to get extra actions, I suppose. If he's sat on the table just rotating around his X's, then you can be playing Chim Chu cards and just getting free actions whilst he's in play. We've got another one of those as well. Obviously Dusk Feeder, a couple of those for healing. They are a reprint, of course. Yukona Oracle, another reprint there. And that was another Yukona Oracle. We've got a Lunar Offering. I think that's a reprint from Mythical. Handy one though, XXX and then 11 healing. So if you can get it all the way around, it's quite handy. Okay, a new one here, Telesta Protector. So this is a Chim Chu card with 4 and 2 in the corners. Corner 1, reduce damage received. So reduce it by 4. And then corner 2, healing for 2. So a handy card to have if you can see something big's about to hit you. Play it down, you get 4 reduction on that damage, and another Telesta Protector there. Chim Chu Farseer, of course, is a reprint. New card, Guard Howler. This one's a beast card, and this is a defend. It does 2 healing, and then you draw a card face up, and if it's a Chim Chu card, you gain 1 additional action. So you can start to see how the Chim Chu cards are going to work together here. Another Guard Howler. Standard removal for Astral, Pathfinder. 3 of those. That's quite handy actually. I think in the original starter decks you only got 2 removal cards, and when you've been playing for a while, you know it's probably best to have at least 3 of them in your deck. So it's nice that they've put 3 of them into the constructed decks. Spectral Guide, another reprint there for card draw. Anti-Gravity Snail, a useful beast card. Again, it's a reprint from the original set, but it's a beast card now. Zeppelin Scout, I believe that's a reprint. I've never used it, but this is a robotic card. Yep, so that will go. Chim Chu Infiltrator, definitely a reprint. I've used those before myself. 2 of those. Right, so we've got some new unaligned cards now. We've got an Umbron Barkeep. This is a Creeble card, I think. Pretty sure it's a Creeble card. And he does 2 healing. And then you draw 2 cards if your enemy is holding more cards than you. We've also got another new card. This is a Battering Ram, a robotic card. This has corners 1, 2, 3 and 5. And at the start of your turn you deal rotation damage to your target if they have 6 or more cards in their hand. So I know that there's a couple of new cards being put into this latest expansions to try and deal with the decks that just draw and draw and draw and draw, like Granite for example. Sicario, Trianu tend to end up with quite large hand sizes, and then they just finish you off in one go at the end. So it's more options, certainly good to put in your side deck, so that if you are playing against one of those decks you can throw them in. Another new card, another Chim Chu card. This is Telestan Priest. Here's a defend card who does 2 healing, 1 damage to your target and draws 1 card, so a little bit of everything with him. And there's another Telestan Priest there. And then the final card, of course, is a tribute card. They call it a booster card on here, actually. I don't know if that's like the new branding for those. I imagine it does the same as tribute cards there. So that is the Astral deck. The Chim Chu Conflict deck, I should probably call it. There was a booster pack in there, so I might as well open it up and see what we've got. Okay. Of course, there's more cards in these than there was before. So first of all, new card, not seen this one before. This is a Shield Wall. So this has got 1, 2, 3 and 6 on its corners, and that's reduction of damage. So reduced damage received from attacks, only attacks, by those corner values. So it's quite handy that. A little bit of a mountain fort, but on an unaligned card. Only works for attacks, of course, but still pretty handy. New Dread card here, so I don't know, obviously I haven't opened the Dread deck yet, but this one is Abyss Shade, so deal rotation damage to your target and heal for rotation when you use an ability, and this is 1 on all 4 corners. As it enters play, draw 1 card if you have another shadow buff in play. We've got a tech card here, a Scatterbot VO1, and this has got 4, 2, 3 and 6 on its corners. So corners 1 and 2 you'll damage your target, so that's for 4 and 2, and then corners 2 and 4, 4 and 3 though would be corners 1 and 3, and then corners 2 and 4 you take damage. So it's another one of these tech cards that does damage to you. There were obviously quite a few of those in the Mythical expansion, but then also there was a combo card, Contra Bubble, I believe, which whenever you did damage to yourself, it dealt it out to the other player instead, or healed you. I can't remember exactly, but I think the idea was that you would obviously use the damage to yourself cards for a positive effect rather than hurting yourself. A tech attack card, another 6 damage tech card, so that's bad news for everyone who likes playing, who doesn't like playing against tech. 6 damage and you take 2 damage, so quite similar to a mountain card that does the same thing, I think. Storm card now, this looks like another Creeble card. This is a Vault Vandal, so he does 3 damage. Increase this by the number of water buffs you have in play. Another tech card, a Careless Mechanic. It's a Creeble as well. So take 1 damage, restart all your machine and robot buffs. A Dread card, Umbron Terror Guard. So this has got 2 rotations on it, and it is a burn card. So you are immune to damage while you have 10 or less health, and you draw a card if this buff expires. So I suppose that could be quite handy if you are, getting close to death. Just throw it in. And that is, I don't know what that symbol is. No, I'm not sure what that family is. I should have really done my research before filming this video, but it's a bit late now. So we have a Pyro Fiend for Mountain. So this is an elemental card, I believe. Yeah. So this does 2 damage, and you may move 2 different fire action buffs from your hand into play. Handy. Right, we've got a Cyclone Tamer. The good thing about the Storm cards is the artwork's always brilliant. I do really like the aesthetics of the Storm deck. So this has got 4 clunky corners with 1 on each of them. It is unique, which I believe means you can only have 1 of them in play at a time. It's not 1 per deck, it's just 1 in play. And this rotates, you can rotate rotation of your other action buffs. So rotate 1 of your other action buffs 1 step backward when you play a combo. So just keeping your buffs in play for a little bit longer. We have Nature's Fury. This is a nature combo attack which does 8 damage and heals you for 4, which is pretty nice. We have Flame Claws. This is a rare item. Quite a lot of new items in this set, I believe. And this increases damage done by your fire combos by 1 and has an attack ability which does 2 damage. Pretty good. And I've got a foil uncommon here called Shifting Winds. This has got 5/5/2 on its corners. Corner 1 is healing, corner 2 is damage, and corner 3 is to draw a card. So a little bit of everything on that card there. Excellent. Right, let's move straight on to the next one, so this video doesn't go on forever. So first of all, we've got the Dread mat. I will just quickly show you that, just in case you're interested in that. It's nice that they've done these different mats this time. So that is the Dread mat. Like I say, it's just that there's such nice neoprene mats. I can't imagine ever wanting to use one of these new paper ones. So again, booster pack and deck. So let's just get this one opened. There is a little tab on these just to get them easily opened, which I'm not using very well. So there's the Dread tokens on this one. And first of all, the exclusive hero, Death Shifter Zaleen. There we go. So she has an ability to remove 1 of your death buffs in play to deal 3 damage to your target and take 1 damage, and that cannot be increased by effects. So that's okay. Death superiority there as well. Okay, so I imagine that these combo buffs will all be reprints as well. We've got Rigor Mortis, Horrific Manifestation, Toxic Haunt, Drain Life. I'm not actually familiar with that one, but I imagine it is a reprint. And then Devour Soul. Okay, so these are definitely a reprint. So Corrupted Spirit, there's 2 of those. Gurgling Ooze. I'm not entirely familiar with all of the Dread cards because I've never properly played Dread. So I'll just go over this one just in case it is a new card. So Gurgling Ooze, 3 rotations on this, and you select another hero when this enters play, and that hero can't buff. So that's a pretty nice card. I think that's new. I don't recognise the artwork. We have a Crude Exterminator. I called this Creeble before, but actually now that I've opened a few more Creeble cards, it's definitely not Creeble. So I'm not sure what that icon is, but the information is out there. So this does 3 damage and it removes 2 beast buffs from the recipient. So to put that into your deck, obviously you have to know that your opponent's going to be using a lot of beast cards, which you don't necessarily know before you start. I suppose you could sideboard it, but then it's still, is it taking up a space in your sideboard? Don't know how useful that would be. There's 2 of those though. Covetous Shade, that's definitely a new one. So this has got XX22. So on corner 3 you do 2 damage to your target, corner 4 you draw 2 cards. Handy. Spectral Widow, another new one there. So this has got 3 rotations, each with a 2 on them, and it's rotation damage to your target, so 2 on each of the 3 corners. And this bypasses damage reducing effects and cannot be increased by effects. So a bit of a sneaky Creeble type effect there where you're getting past damage reduction. Right, Bone Reaper is definitely a reprint, as is Wall of Bones, 2 of those. Stalking Sipid is a reprint. Shambler is a reprint. Okay, then we've got a Sacrificial Pit. This is a rare buff. And this has XX1 on its corners. So you move rotation discarded undead cards, so that's one of the family's undead, to your hand. And then you restart this if you play an Umbron card. That's the symbol that I was missing. So it's Umbron, not Creeble, as I incorrectly called it before. So restart this if you play an Umbron card. So it's moving 1 undead card back, but you do have the potential to make it go back round again. So I don't know, we'll have to see how people start to use these cards once the set is released. So Skeletal Rider, this one's a Creeble, and he has an attack ability, 2 damage. It's a buff, sorry, with an attack ability of 2 damage, and you heal yourself for 2 if you have played an undead card this turn. Then we have an undead card, a Fallen Guardian, which is XX22, and that is rotation damage to your target and reduced damage received by the rotation as well. Of course, got Shadow Puppet for removal, that is obviously a reprint, 3 of them again, which is good. Shadow Supplier, another reprint for card draw. Shadowy Grave, another reprint there. We have a Fortune Master who has 3 rotations. With a Fortune Master, this is a buff. You choose a family. Other heroes cannot play cards or use abilities of that family. So that's always going to be useful, assuming that your opponent is using some kind of family in the deck, which I think will be pretty much a given. So you can just pick that family and they can't use abilities from that family. Blood Pact Redeemer, another new one. So this is a burn card, which does 4 damage, and you can move 1 combo card from your discard pile to your deck. So there has been some talk recently, actually, about these recurring decks where you potentially end up with this infinite loop of just bringing things back. That is going to contribute to that. So we'll have to see how that goes, because Dread was one of those decks that had this potential infinite recurrence of bringing back a combo and then bringing back action cards and then reversing it. And so we've then got an Umbron Necrolord, which is obviously an Umbron card, and he's got X111 on his corners, and you may move rotation valid undead buffs from your hand into play. So he's just going to get your buffs into play more quickly. We then have so Umbron Barkeep again, and another Umbron Barkeep, and then we have our booster card / tribute card. Okay. Mrs. Starfish is looking at me through the window. Possibly going to come and join us. So do you want to come and join us on this unboxing? I'm just going to carry on with this booster pack.
You carry on.
So we have here a safety crab, and that is XX2, and that is rotation, healing, rotation, drawing of cards. We have a malfunctioning sentry. So this is a tech defend card which removes a buff you control to move 2 cards from your enemy's hand to their deck. Tech buff, momentum shifter. So this has got 2 clunky corners with a defend ability to rotate 1 action buff on any hero 1 step backwards or forwards. To shift up so you can get it. Mrs. Starfish has just put the kids to bed whilst I've been starting this film. Another Spectral Widow, we saw that one earlier. Celestin Priest. So he has his defend card, 2 healing, 1 damage to your target, draw 1 card. I think we saw that one earlier in the Astral deck actually, a bit of everything on that one. A Radiant Flame, don't get wine on the cards.
I won't, but like you said, just put children to bed.
Yeah.
It's very necessary.
It's wine o'clock. So yes, we have a Radiant Flame, which is a mountain combo. It's got XX10, and it does rotation damage to your target, and you gain 2 additional actions. So if you can get that one to go off, that is pretty nice. We have a Molten Terror, which has got 3/2/2 on its corners. That is rotation damage on the first corner, so that's 3, and then corners 2 and 3 reduces other heroes' healing. We've got a Woods of Confusion, that is a nature buff, which has got 3 rotation corners, and you draw 1 card as this enters play, and no hero can play a card of the same category as their enemy's last discarded card, so that's a bit of a mouthful. A combo buff, Shifting Winds, which has got 5/5/2. I think we saw this one earlier when I opened up the other pack. In fact, I can see it there, the foil card that I pulled. We have got Thunderbill, who has got XX rotation, and it says increased damage done by your lightning cards equal to the number of water buffs you have in play. We've got a rare hero, always good to see, Quitu, who has got lightning superiority, and he has an ability to draw 1 card face up. If it's a lightning card, deal 1 damage to your target, and this cannot be increased by effects. So I suppose you could use that at the end of your turn. Instead of just drawing 1 card, you can use his ability to draw, and if it happens to be lightning, get a bit of damage out of it.
Cool.
Handy. And then another Spectral Widow, that's the foil, we saw that one before.
What is it that you got?
Sorry, I have currently opened the Astral deck and the Dread deck. Yeah, so we're going to move straight onto the mountain one now. This is Elemental Engagement. I don't think I said before actually when I opened the Dread one, that one's called Undead Uprising.
It's cute.
Yeah, and they each have an individualised playmat, which I've just been showing. I did point out that obviously there's still the, so there's the mountain one. Obviously we've still got the neoprene ones, which are probably always going to be used over a paper one, but for people who are just buying the constructed decks to start playing the game, it's nice to have individual mats.
Nice.
Just put that over there. Okay. So that is the Mountain Life tokens, and we've seen this guy around. He's been on one of the mats that was given out at one of the American tournaments. This is Cinderbranch. He's the exclusive hero in here. So he has fire superiority and an ability to deal 2 damage to your target if you've played a fire card this turn. Again, it can't be increased by effects. I'm sure the combos, much like before, will all be reprints. Inferno, Stream of Tantos, Scorched Earth, Rockhide Revenge, and Crushing Blow. Right, okay, so Dolo players will be glad to see Dragascorcher in this one. Obviously that's a reprint. We've got Flame Chained Warrior, again, another reprint there. And we've got a new one, Flame Chained Inferno. So this is a buff with rotation, 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 and 5 on its 4th corner. So corners 1 to 3, instead of discarding, we store elemental cards under this card, and on corner 4, do damage to your target and increase that by the number of stored cards. So much like the mountain card, whose name eludes me at the moment, where you store cards under it and then you get them all back afterwards. What's he called? Can you remember? No.
Kind of a mountain.
Yeah, so much like him, it's obviously a case of storing them underneath and just praying that you get to the fourth corner. If you've got something to speed up the rotation though, maybe that would get it there more quickly, but then you'll have less cards stored under it. And there's 2 of those in there. We have a Pyro Fiend. So this is an attack which does 2 damage, and you can move up to 2 different fire action buffs from your hand into play. It's a handy way to get a couple of buffs in quickly. There's 2 of those. We have a Smouldering Bruiser, another new card. So your damage to other heroes bypasses 1 point of damage reduction, which is handy. A Swift Pyri. Pyri is like plural of pyro,
yeah, possibly.
maybe?
Possibly.
There's only 1 of him on the card. Anyway, this is a buff with rotation and 3, and it does rotation damage to your target and you draw a card. And there's 2 of those. Of course, we've got healing, Boulder Feast, 2 of those. Some damage reduction, Mountain Fort.
Everybody's favourite.
Yeah, I mean, these are staples, aren't they? They have to be in any kind of starter deck. We've got Lava Tamer, this is a new one, another Creeble card. And he does, it's an attack, he does 3 damage, and you can move 1 fire elemental card from your deck to your hand. And there's another one of him. We've then got Rickety Mine, which again is a reprint. Colossi something Idols. This is a defend card, does 4 healing, and while it's on the top of your discard pile, heroes cannot play combos. Of course, we've got Crystal Leech, 3 of those. I was just saying before, it's nice to see that they've got 3 of them in the starter decks now, because the other ones only had 2 in there, and they are kind of a staple. Prism Cannon is a reprint.
Although if you're Jake, apparently you never see them.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Crystal Bat, again a reprint there. A new unaligned card here, so this has got 1 clunky corner and then 3 on its other corner. And on corner 1, you have a defend ability to draw 1 card, and on corner 2, cards cannot deal more than 3 damage to you.
Nice. That's called Citadel Safe House.
Sorry, did I not say that? No. Sorry. We have a Colossi Gateway. This has 1 clunky corner with a 3 on it. This is a burn card. Oh, it's a location. I recognise that family. I've forgotten what some of them were called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Umbron and Creeble mixed up as well. I should have revised. So this has a defend ability to move rotation discarded elemental cards to your hand and expire this buff. So a handy way to get some elemental cards back in your hand, and there are 2 of those. We've got another Umbron Barkeep in this one, that's appeared in all 3 of the decks so far. And then you boost a card, and that's done. Would you like to do the honours?
Yeah. Sneaky Unborn. I'll be very upset with you for getting them mixed up. I mean, Creeble.
Yes.
Happens to everybody. Is there some magical
It does.
way
It pulls
to do
apart
these
like
as
the
well?
mythical ones do.
Ah, okay. Cool. Right.
If you pull a mythic now.
Nah. There's a good chance that I won't know what quite a lot of these. Okay, so we have Rockbound Guardian. I'm not going to know some of these are new or not.
Oh, they're all new in the booster packs, I think.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Oh, I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I haven't found a reprint yet.
Right, so Rockbound Guardian. So you get 3 healing, it's an elemental card, and you can move an elemental card from your discard pile to your deck for each location buff you have in play. Cool. I do like the artwork on these things. Okay, so next up we have Invigorating Stink Cap. There we go.
Everyone likes a stinky cap.
Oh, it's a mushroom as well. Brilliant. Heal equal to the number of cards in your enemy's hand.
So this is a buff with 3 corners, XX rotation. So it won't do anything on the first 2 corners.
I think that's really good.
It's another one that works against the big hand decks.
Right, up yours, Dolo. Haha. Okay, so Guard Howler.
We've seen him already in the other school decks, so you don't need to.
Wonderful. And we've got a Roaming Zombie. Now, I really hate zombies, so there we go. So Roaming Zombie is a buff And when another hero draws a card, deal rotation damage to them, and the corners are 1, 2, and 2. And that's what's that then?
That's an undead one, I think.
And that's an undead one. That makes sense being a zombie.
It does.
That's why I hate them. So noisy. Okay, next up we have a repair bot, which is a tech buff. And you've got 1, 1, 1, and 5, and it's healing and robot. Makes sense. Then we have a nice combo, astral combo, moonwalk, 3-cost combo.
You said moonwalk, huh?
With 3, 3, 3, and 4 on the corners. Corners 1 to 3 reduce damage. Corners 4 increase damage dealt to other heroes by rotation. So that's quite good.
That is nice.
For 4, if you like astral. Then we've got a lightning conduit. Nice storm card. Instead of discarding, move lightning action cards to the bottom of your deck. And that's a... what's that?
That is a buff with 4 clunky corners.
No, well yes, but that's...
So that, I think that's the... oh no, I don't know what
that's
that
not
is.
robot, is it? Because robot's a little robot.
No, it's got like a little mechanical hand on it anyway.
But a little grabber.
Yeah, we know what we're talking about.
This is a robot because it's a robot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Auto Scrapper, another tech buff. When one of your buffs expires, draw rotation cards and deal rotation damage to all other heroes. Just got a 1 on the second corner. Okay, a nice Dread buff, 2 clunky corners on that one. When you play an Umbron card, deal rotation damage to your target and draw a card. So Watch Rest Traitor, and you've got 1 and a 2. You know you love your buffs. Sacrificial Pit, another buff for Dread. This was a location card, and you've got third corner is a 1. Move rotation discarded undead cards to your hand. Restart this if you play an Umbron card. So that's that one. And we have a hero, Battlemaster Talon. I like these new heroes. Deal 1 damage to your target every time one of your Chimchee buffs expires.
Another rare. Oh, it's the common hero, isn't it? I thought it was a rare one.
And our foil is a Canopy Creeper. Don't think you can quite get that, but it's very nice. It's a very nice foil. So 2 healing, it's an insectoid, and if your last discarded card is Beast buff, move into play. Nice!
Cool, right, onto the nature deck then.
Take it there, all the rest now.
Yeah. So this is the Insectoid Infestation.
These foils look more foily.
Right.
They look more shiny than normal. Sometimes I can't tell whether it's foil or not, but they're very shiny.
Yeah. Okay, and here is the nature map for this one. Very green.
They changed the green.
It's a darker green, isn't it?
It is, it's a different green.
I like it.
Yeah.
The cards are still the same green though.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the nature token that comes with that one. And our exclusive hero is Hive King Ixa. And he has beast superiority. He, she. No, it's king. Probably a he.
I thought you said it was something to do with the ends of the vowels at the ends of
Oh,
the...
that's in tech, I think.
Oh, just tech.
Yeah.
Like Zoom is a girl.
Yeah.
And Jax is not.
Yeah, if they've got an X in them, then I think they're a boy. I don't know. Alan will know. So anyway, this guy or girl.
This
Can
king.
you have a Can you have a female king?
No, it's queen.
Well, I know, but you know, in this
No, because
gender
then it can't
fluid.
be king, can it? You
Okay.
can't have queen and king.
Well, anyway, it's probably not relevant.
Hive Royal. Hive Royal X.
At the start of your turn, if you took 6 or more damage from a single hit since your last turn, you may move an insectoid buff from your hand into play. So there you go, that's what he does. Right, okay, our reprint combos. So Spiritual Turmoil, Vine Lash. Don't like Vine Lash. We've got an insectoid invasion going on under this table right now.
Just one little fly, it's alright.
I think it's a wasp.
Is it?
It is a wasp.
Go away. Kick it.
Kick it, right, okay. Treetop Tribunal, a Beast Within, and Territorial Dominance. Okay, so more reprints. Mantic's Tunneler, there's 2 of those. Mantics hatchlings. There's 2 of those. So these are all, what's that? That's insectoid, isn't it?
Yes, that's insectoid.
I don't feel like they look like insects. They look
No, they're like Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah. Hungry Behemoth, obviously a beast card, another reprint. Spine Bark Forger. So this is a new one. This is a defend. It's got burn on it. 2 damage to all other heroes. Choose a family you have in play. All heroes move 1 card of that family from their discard pile to their hand. Interesting. More of a multiplayer game type card, that one. Insect Swarm, obviously, is an insectoid card. It's a reprint as well. Feasting Skeetos. This is another insectoid card. I like that.
I do.
They're quite cool.
Yeah.
Another look at those. 4 damage on these, and if the recipient has 7 or more cards in their hand, you heal for 3. That's okay. I feel like if they're building up a massive hand, though, they're going to do all the damage right at the end anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Vicious Scale Fang. So this is a buff with 2x4, and that is rotation damage to your target. And we've got 2 of those.
This artwork's really nice. In our Facebook group, this was on one of the 7 days to go things, and everyone was asking what it is.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. It's the Vicious Scale Fang.
Yeah. We have an Ashwood Nurturer. No clues as to what he's nurturing, just an egg with something about to come out of it. It's the defend card. It does 2 healing, and you move a beast card from your deck to your hand. So I guess he's nurturing a beast. That's the point, isn't it? He nurtures it and it comes into your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moss Ridge Defender. Another reprint there. 2 of those. Stumpdrift Shaman for healing. Again, another reprint. A Bloomback Draga. Related to the Draga Scorcher, I guess.
It's nice to see some more dragons in
Dragony type
Real
creatures,
yeah.
So this is a buff with 2 clunky corners. Each of them have 1 on. Obviously, it's a beast card. It is unique, which means you can only have 1 in play at a time, I think. It's not 1 per deck, it's 1 in play at a time. I'm fairly confident on that one. It has a defend ability to restart rotation of your other action buffs. Canopy Creeper. This is an insectoid which does 2 healing, and if your last discarded card is a beast card, beast buff, sorry, you can move it into play. You've got another one of those. We have an invigorating Stink Cat. I think we've seen him already in that booster pack. So that is X, X, and then rotation. Healing equal to the number of cards in your enemy's hand. Reckless Spirit for removal. 3 of those. Oop. Fungal Medium, another reprint there. Spectral Mantics. I'm pretty sure that's a reprint as well, though.
Yeah, it is.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Spirit Mob is definitely a reprint. We've got good old Umbron Barkeep again. I don't think you saw this one before, but this one does 2 healing, and you draw 2 cards if your enemy's holding more cards than you. So it's another one that, if they're getting a big hand, then. Crushing Charger. So this is a beast. If the recipient has 8 or more cards in their hand, move them to their deck, and then move the top 5 cards from their deck to their hand. Interesting. I suppose it essentially puts 3 cards back, doesn't it, in terms of hand size?
It does, but if you've been saving things up
Yeah.
to play a lot
Yeah.
all together, like I know my tech deck, I save all my bomblings and I save all my Colossi Ritual Sites so that I can trigger them all for maximum impact.
Yeah.
And that would really ruin my day.
Yeah. You'd have to have 8 cards in your hand, though, which with a tech deck is probably not going to happen.
Yeah, not for tempers. I
No.
usually do have more than 8.
Okay, we have an egg chamber, which looks like something out of the Matrix. These bulging sacs.
That's really horrible, actually.
Yeah, this is a location. It is a buff, and it has XXX2, and that is rotation damage to your target, and you move rotation insectoid cards from your deck to your hand. There's another one of those, and then we have our booster card. They've changed the name. Booster cards instead of tribute cards.
Sorry. Right, okay, so another Vicious Scale Fang, which we know we've got.
Yeah.
A Necro Dreadling. Have we had that one already?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so this is a Dread Defend card, which is whirlwind.
Elemental.
Elemental, there we go.
Pretty sure.
There we go. Have another look. So it's 2 healing and move up to 3 action cards from your discard pile to your deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously Dread needs more ways to get cards back from the discard pile.
Certainly do. Okay, another lovely tech card. I like the look of him. He's a very dinosaur-y, punchy dinosaur. Scrapworks Bruiser, 6 damage, and you take 2 damage.
Oh, we saw him in the in the previous booster pack, I think.
I really like that.
Yeah, it's there's a mountain card that does exactly the same thing.
Right.
6 damage to the other guy and 2 damage to you. So
it's a shame it's explosions. Okay, so then we have a Lava Tamer. That's Umbron, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 damage, you may move 1.
Oh, no. Actually, it's not.
No, it's Creeble.
It's Creeble, yeah.
Because it's a pig. Oh,
yeah.
Makes sense.
Show them and then they'll work it out for themselves.
Sorry.
Since we clearly don't know what we're talking about.
So, Lava Tamer, 3 damage, you may move 1 Fire Elemental card from your deck to your hand. Drenching Droplet. This is much talk of this in the groups. Another elemental card, 2 healing. Select another hero, deal 2 damage to that hero, and remove one of their machine buffs.
Oh, machine. That's what the clunky thing is, yeah.
Grabber.
So the grabber, yeah, like in a machine where you're like...
This is one of my favourite combo buffs. I'm loving all the tech stuff. Blast Sequence. Rotation damage to your target, and you take 1 damage, but it is 5, 4, 3, and 2, so nice to see one that is maximum damage to less damage rather than the other way around. And it only costs 2 explosions, which if some poor person's got no removal, what have you got there? 14 all the way around for 2. That's nice. Okay, Arcane Investigator. And gain 1 additional action as this enters play, and your defend ability is look at the top card of your deck, you may move it to the bottom, gain 1 additional action. Is that Chimchu?
Oh, that's that wasp.
Oh, hi wasp. Thought I kicked you. Okay, then we have Mudslinger. Very nice. 2 damage, move 1 equipped item from the recipient to their deck. Nice removal. Say that you're all waiting for
all the items.
Rift packs.
Oh yeah.
For item removal at the
weapon
moment.
masters. Yeah.
Weapon masters.
Yeah.
So there we go. Oh, that was Queeble.
Mm-hmm.
Location card, Colossi Gateway. We've seen that already.
We have.
Spirit of Balance. Undead.
Yeah.
Undead. There we go. Haven't done that. Apply the effect of another hero's last discarded card if it's an action, attack, or defend card, as if you played it. Treat it as an attack or defend as applicable. Nice. So a nice copy.
That is pretty handy, that, isn't it?
It is when you're playing against some of the...
Yeah, if they do like a big attack or...
Yeah.
You're like, have it straight back at you.
You too.
Yeah.
Okay, and our hero, we have a Leaf Knight hero, which I quite like, 35 health. Your deck may only contain 4 combo cards, but still 30 action cards. We'll see. And an item.
Foil item.
A foil item. Tear of Briny.
Briny.
What is it? Briny. Defend ability. Remove 1 of your buffs to heal for 3. Which I think is quite good. I've seen a lot of buffs in Storm at the moment. What I mean is getting battered by a lot of buffs in Storm at the moment.
Right, onto the Storm deck. This one is Beastly Brawl. Don't necessarily associate Storm with beasts, but we'll see what new cards there are. And there is the Storm mat.
Nice. Ooh, I like those. Jade, they are
they're a funny blue.
Colours, they are, but I like
funny
it.
Blue.
Look. I like it. More turquoise.
Right, onwards. So our exclusive hero is Navigator Scuttle. He has superiority in water. Water? It is water, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not like rain or... just totally losing my mind now. So this guy can draw 1 card when you play a combo that requires 2 or more water elements. You know that?
Yeah, I'm going to pass it on my finger.
Right, anyway, yeah, draw one card when you play a combo that requires 2 or more water elements. So you're getting an extra card when you're playing those buffs. So that's handy. Okay, reprint combos are Murky Waters, Stormwall, Cold Snap, Rolling Thunder, and Nimbus Crash. And reprints again, Spark Wisps.
Everybody's favourite.
And Living Clouds. And right, here we go. We have an elemental buff, a Vortex Charger. And it has X, 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 and 3. And it is rotation damage to your target, and you may move 1 combo card from your deck to your hand. So
Nice.
dig in for a combo there, I suppose, if it gets all the way around. We've got another one of those. Thunder Brewer. This is the guy on the front of the deck, isn't it?
Yeah.
The front of the box, I mean.
Yeah.
So he does, as an attack, he does 3 damage, and it says deal 3 damage to your target if you play a combo. Well, this is on top of your discard pile. So I suppose previously, Astral was the main order that was looking for stuff on top of its discard pile. We've seen a few cards now where it's referring to the discard pile, so it's kind of spreading out a little bit throughout the orders. So a Supercharged Twister. This is an elemental card that does 3 damage. And if your last discarded card is a combo, you may rotate one of your buffs 1 step forward. Bubblefish, everybody's favourite damage reduction. An Impressed Sludgefin, who does not look impressed in the slightest. Another reprint there. A Broken Dam, that's another reprint. Turbine Waste is a reprint. Hooray! Heroic
Yay.
Starfish. Had to put him in. We have a Raging River. So this is a location. 3 corners, all 1. And other heroes cannot draw more than a rotation card per turn. And draw 1 card if this expires. So I suppose that's going to slow people down. That could be really useful against Granite.
Yeah.
Because a lot of his stuff is to do with drawing cards quickly. In particular, if he's played that card, which allows him to draw 1 and then 2 cards, it's a buff. Totally useless with remembering names of things, apparently. But if you play it the turn after that he's played that card, then it's going to really slow him down because he's only going to get 1 card on that turn. Anyway, Safety Crab, presumably related to Delivery Crab.
I love the crab.
Yeah. No. This is a buff, XX2. This is rotation healing and draw rotation cards. So a bit of healing cards there. Thunder Slug, of course, for removal. 3 of those. Mary Bard. Everybody loves a bit of Mary Bard. Powerful storm card. Wild Wind Runner. I remember when I saw the artwork to this and I really liked it.
Didn't you call it a wet dog?
Yes, I did. Because I'm terrible at remembering card names, as you can probably tell, I did refer to this as someone that I was talking about as being a wet dog. But, I mean, he's not in water though. It looks on the artwork like he's in water, but he's called Wild Wind Runner, so presumably it's wind, not water.
Yeah, it does look like a wet dog.
Yeah.
I like it though.
Yeah. It will forever be the wet dog card.
Yeah.
So this is XX and then 2 more clunky corners, which each have a 2 on them. It's an elemental card, and when you play a beast card, you deal rotation damage to your target and draw 1 card. And we have 2 wet dogs. We've got a Vortex Plains. So this is a location buff, and it has 1, 2, 3 on its corners, and you increase damage and healing of your elemental cards by rotation. So I imagine that if you're playing an elemental style deck, that is going to be a must-have. Dust King, or Queen. Royal. This is an elemental card, and it does 3 damage. And if this card is used to pay for a combo, you keep it in your hand. That's pretty handy.
That is handy.
Greedy Gas Bag, presumably related to Greedy Gemruff.
Let me see. Yeah, maybe. It looks like a frog burping up a load of crystals.
Yeah. So I know David just launched his blog today. It's the Greedy Gemruff blog.
It is.
But Gemruff hasn't been good to him in the past. That was like his lucky thing round his neck at Nationals. Yeah. And although he did really, really well, obviously didn't win Nationals. Maybe Greedy Gas Bag could be his new...
Maybe you should change his
Is
blog
blog to greedy gas bag instead of greedy Gemroth. Yeah.
Although we all know that starfish is actually the best icon.
Yeah, of course. So anyway, this buff is a beast. It has XX rotation and it is a burn card. And you move all combos from your discard pile to your deck. So if you can get that one to go off, then that's going to be pretty handy.
Yeah.
Standard, Umbron Barkeep. Crushing Charger, which we saw before. And the booster card.
Alright, so we have
that one.
Shield Wall.
It's good that though.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a bit like a mountain fort, but anyone can use it. Only works for attacks, but still.
That's alright. Blood Pact Redeemer. We've got that. The burn card, 4 damage. You may move 1 combo card from your discard pile to your deck.
It's a lot of stuff to get cards back from
There
your
is,
discard.
isn't there?
Another attack.
Scatterbot Volume 1. So 4, 2.
It's we had one of those before, and I called it Scatterbot VO1.
Oh yes.
But you reckon it's volume?
Did you not make mixtapes? Right.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah. Scatterbot.
I thought it was
Volume 1.
like a code, like R2D2. It's like VO1.
No, I think it's Volume 1.
I think it's volume 1.
Yeah, because I bet that they've got a Scatterbot Volume 2.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out.
We will. I'm definitely right. Anyway, so it's a robot card with 4, 2, 3 and 1 on the corners, and the first 3 are damage and the others you take damage. Okay, so then
That's
we
not
have...
true.
Have I not read that right?
No, corners 1 and 3
Oh, sorry.
you do damage. Corners 2 and 4 you take damage. It's alright, we saw it before, they already know what it does,
okay.
even if you don't.
Okay. Loyal Furhorn. Have you seen this already?
No.
Okay, so 3 damage. If your last discarded card is a Chimchu, you may return 1 of your buffs to your hand. There we go. Do you
Very
like
nice.
that polar bear? It's very nice.
I think it's a polar bear.
Yeah, yes, definitely a polar bear. A savage polar bear, but yeah, it's a polar bear.
It looks like the thing out of Star Wars.
That stuff is like a saber-toothed polar bear.
Yeah, exactly. What's it called? The Wampa. The Wampa in episode 5.
The Wampa's not even like vicious, that's well savage.
It like mauls Luke.
Yeah, but it's got like, it's
And then he
just
chops
so
its arm
obviously not. Yeah, it's just the face or rubbish face
Alright,
for
whatever.
Star Wars,
I think
isn't
it
it?
looks
That
like a
looks
Wampa.
really fluffy. Okay, so we have a Teleston Purifier. So it's a Chimchu card, and this one lets you deal 1 damage and remove 1 undead buff from the recipient. So draw 1 card.
Situational,
It
isn't
is
it?
very situational. It's probably, I wonder if it sounds better than it is, or whether it's better than it sounds.
There was one like that before, it might have been the same one, I can't remember, before you came in, where it just removes a certain type of buff, or a certain family of buff.
Yeah.
And it's difficult, isn't it? Because if your opponent's not using that.
Yeah. I suppose we'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
Right, next up we have a Siphoning Construct. Okay, so that's the elemental card. 2 damage. If your enemy played a combo on their last turn or has a combo buff in play, you draw 2 cards. That's quite nice. And then we have a combo attack, which is a coronal loop. Coronal loop.
Like the corona of the
Well, I
sun.
didn't want to say. Oh, yeah, right. Right, 10 damage. Move this to your deck if your last discarded card is Gravity.
That's really nice. That's going in my astral deck. I like that.
Do we?
Yeah.
Move this.
Yeah, because you can get it back again.
No, that's horrid.
It's good though, isn't
Well, I already have issues with you in your stupid casino deck.
it? Yeah.
Fortune Master. So, choose a family. Other heroes cannot play cards or use abilities of that family.
We saw that one before. It's good that though.
Shame that doesn't have
A family on it. Yeah. It is good though because there's going to be family cards in every deck from now on, isn't there? So it's going to work against all of those.
Plague Bringer. All of the heroes can only take 1 action per turn.
Wow.
That's horrid. That's really good. Really awful.
It's a good one to play after you've got a load of buffs on the table that are just ticking away whilst they can only take 1 action.
Which will just be draw, draw, draw. Please do removal. Please do removal. Beast Caller. When a beast buff you or your enemy controls expires, draw 1 card. If it was your buff, also move it to the bottom of your deck. Cool. He's got a lot of hair. Next up, on a buff, we have Grand Statue. Instead of discarding, store Earth cards under this card to a maximum of 3. While 3 cards are stored, increase your damage done by 2. This cannot be returned. Nice. It's a location. And our foil, that's disgusting, is Poison Spray. The main reason I can't bring myself to play Dread is because the artwork makes me want to vom. It's just horrid. I mean, it's really good artwork, but it just makes me feel poorly. Alright, 8 damage. Reduce your target's healing received by 3 while this is on top of your discard pile. I think that's why I like Storm, because it's so cute, and this has got like pus-filled sacks exploding off his back.
Yeah. I said earlier that I really like Storm.
Oh.
Storm artwork, it's always...
I like the Storm artwork,
nice,
it's cute.
Yeah.
I mean, just look how cute Navigator Scuttle is. Look.
Right, tech, the last one, Robotic Rumble. And there, let's open that all the way. There we go. There is the tech mat. Oh, there we go.
Oh, they're brown. Well, that's a little disappointing.
What, the leftover?
Yeah, they've all gone a lot darker, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they look really nice on some.
Yeah, it is quite dark, that.
Right. They've all definitely gone a lot darker.
But if you look at the box for tech, it's a lot of a darker orange than it used to be.
It's all a lot darker, isn't it? I think everything's all just gone a little bit dark, but when you put them all together, they look good.
Yeah.
Storm's definitely the best, though.
Right, anyway, so our exclusive hero is Gatox the Reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has fire superiority, and he has an ability to deal 3 damage to his target if you've got a combo buff in play. Combo buff's like the hardest type of buff to keep in play.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, reprint combos. We have Body Morph, Nitro Heal, Nuke. Don't think I've ever seen a nuke go off.
No.
Contra Bubble and Smart Bomb. We have Removal, Crazed Bomber, 3 of those. Tyrex Mercenary. Oh, what's going on there? It's not right, is it?
Oh no.
Got a bit of a weird kind of misprint on that.
That one's even worse.
And that. I know some people really like misprints though. I don't know why, but
I suppose they're really rare, aren't they?
I suppose they are, yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, it makes absolutely no difference. Like, the back's okay. But anyway, Leaking Generator, another reprint there. Scatterbot, VO1. It's like VO5.
No, it's not like VO5.
He looks like he could do a nice hairdo for you.
He looks like he could burn your head off.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we've seen him before, so we'll just skip over him. There we go, the old favourite, Bombling. There we go. And Tyrex Fixer, obviously a must-have in a tech deck. Ramparts, good old damage reduction. And an Unstable Scavenger. This is a new one. It is a robot. It has 1 clunky corner with a 3 on it, and then 2/2/5. So corner 1 is a defend ability to draw rotation cards. That's good enough in itself, because that's 3 cards. But then on corners 2 and 3, it's going to reduce damage received by 2. And on corner 4, oh, here's the negative though. On corner 4, it's going to do 5 damage to you. But if you get your Contra Bubble in play before it goes off, then... Oh, I was talking about Contra Bubble earlier, actually, because there was some stuff that did... Oh, it was that attack card that does 6 damage to the other guy, 2 damage to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Contra Bubble, I couldn't remember whether it heals you. It does, yeah. So if you've got Contra Bubble in play, damage dealt to yourself, it doesn't damage you, it heals you instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there seemed to be quite a lot of tech stuff in the Mythical expansion which dealt damage to you, so that you could take advantage of that with Contra Bubble. And this is another one here. So you could let it go round and then just play Contra Bubble on the turn before.
Yeah, hopefully.
And hope it doesn't get removed.
Yeah.
There's another Unstable Scavenger there. A Repair Bot, I think we saw him already. I think he looks like the Repair Bot from Star Wars. You
I
know
think
that?
we disagree on what things look like from Star
But
Wars.
it's just a helmet. No? Well,
Maybe.
I'm sure we'll discuss it later. Anyway, that is healing of 1, 1, 1 and 5, and there's another repair bot as well. It's interesting though, because up until now, if you wanted to heal with tech, you basically had to use your turret fixes or emergency
or
systems.
nitro heal.
Yeah, exactly. So it's more healing.
Yeah.
A robot factory. This is a location. This has got X and then 111 on clunky corner. The X is a circular corner. The ones are all clunky corners. And when you play a robot card, you gain rotation additional actions. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
2 of those. Time Worm. Good old Time Worm for getting your combos back.
Time worm.
Clockwork Construct. There's a reprint. Chrono Moth. There's a reprint. See, now we've got C25 Combat Warper.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah. So I think it's VO1.
But it's at the start.
Yeah.
So C25's alright.
Right.
Because it's a
I
C25.
feel like you're losing this argument.
I'm not, it's not even an argument. It's just an opinion. Benny, come on. Which is it?
I'm sure someone will provide clarification. So, a C25 Combat Warper. So, return 1 action buff to the recipient's hand and deal 3 damage. Umbron Barkeep, of course. We've got another shield wall. I'm not sure what that... Oh, no, I see. Okay. I was going to say, I'm not sure what that wall's made of, but...
It's like it's made of hair.
It looks like... Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
It's made of shield.
It's made of... Yeah.
It's called a shield wall.
Absolutely.
That's how you know.
Even you thought it didn't look like
From a
shields.
distance.
From a distance, yeah, exactly. I rest my case. To me, when I glanced at it, then it looked like some kind of weird insect. But it is definitely. I can confirm that this wall is made of shields, not hair or insects. Anyway, we have a C25 Combat Warper, and we've still one of them already, and a blast fueled battery. This is a what were they? Mechanical was it? I don't know. Take 1 damage and then move up to 3 tech cards from your hand to your deck and draw a card for each card moved back plus 2. So you can put 3 cards back and then draw 5 potentially. And then the boost card. So the final booster pack, mythic. Sorry, not mythical, mythic.
Okay. So we have a Swift Pyre, which I think you've already seen.
We have Pyri.
Bamble Spike Hunter.
You've got to hunt those bramble spikes. Bramble spikes?
I like it. Rotation damage to your target. Restart this buff when you attack.
And that's XX3.
It is. Siphoning Construct. I think we've got that already, haven't we?
Yep.
Zealfang Mob. Oh, they look like angry rats. So we've got 1, 2 and 5 on the corners. It's a beast card, and if you have more buffs in play than your target, deal rotation damage to them.
Good chance you're going to have more buffs when you play nature.
Necro Dreadling.
I think we saw him already.
Seen that.
Yeah.
A Crushing Charger.
Seen him as well.
Seen him. Nice combo buff. Molten Fists. With 6/6/6 on the rotation. So deal rotation damage to the attacker when you get attacked. Attack ability is rotation. That's nice. That's a nice card. It's very Thanos, that fist, isn't it?
It's more like Iron Fist, that.
Yeah.
To say that it aired like
Yeah.
earlier this year as well, I wonder if somebody took inspiration from that.
Well, a lot of people are saying that there's a lot of, like we always say that the Mantic Hatchlings look like Powerpuff Girls.
You said that, yeah.
Fine.
No, carry on.
No, there is. It's not just me. There's a lot of people that are saying that a lot of them are taken
Inspired
from
by
popular culture.
Right.
Yeah,
like that
because,
robot that looks like the robot from Star Wars.
No, to be fair, it probably does. And Cassini totally.
I mean, that looks
like
an Iron Fist to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like in Cassini, looks like that Paw Patrol dog, Everest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So there's a lot of them. Okay, so Vortex Planes. Increase the damage and healing of your elemental cards by rotation. It's a location card and it's 1, 2, 3 on the corners. Watch Rest Traitor. When you play an Umbral card, deal rotation damage to your target and draw 1 card. Clunky Corners 1 and 2. And Overlook Defender. Read that already.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So Clunky Corners, 2 on each one. Instead of discarding, store forest cards under this card. This does not rotate the card. Reduce damage received by rotation and increase this by the number of cards stored under the card. Right.
Yeah,
so
that's
you're storing
a mouthful, isn't
cards under the card, and you get damage reduction of 2, plus however many cards you've got.
Okay.
Okay.
Clunky Corners as well.
Clunky Corner. Crystal Warper, which is a buff, and when any hero's action buffs rotate during the buff phase, they rotate 2 steps and skip any corners they pass. This does not affect Crystal Warper.
That's interesting.
And a nice foil. Oh god, that thing needs a manicure. Oaken Symbiosis, which is a combo buff. And at the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to your target. If they have more health than you, your target cannot receive healing while they have more health than you. There we go. Lovely.
Wasn't there a foil in that one?
That is the foil.
Oh, that's a foil. Okay. Cool.
Shiny.
I thought the foils were guaranteed. Okay, brilliant. So that is the 6 new constructed decks. Hope you have enjoyed us opening them, and hopefully it's given you an idea of what you'll get inside your constructed decks. We are going to be uploading some more videos of us playing these constructed decks against each other, and we are going to do an unboxing of Kindred booster box as well. There it is, ready to go. So do watch out for more videos, and that's it, I think.
That's it for now, yeah.
Yeah, okay, right, we'll see you next time. Bye.